Hey Gemini, welcome to your mid-April 2021 check-in. So this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You may get a little, you may get a lot. Check your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and midheaven. So it's funny, I already pulled cards for you before I started going. I realized I didn't hit the record button, so I had to start over. So I hope that's okay with you, but I pulled the strength card, the world card here, and the empress card, and it's so interesting. I love seeing this progression of energy here, especially because I've always viewed the strength card as kind of the empress in training, because it's learning how to receive what is there and find power in it. And then the Empress is someone who's able to hold or make space for their power without having to prove themselves. It's like someone who is able to be persuasive because they hold a certain amount of self-confidence and receptivity to what is going on, that they no longer have to exert any force, because they have more control over their environment by kind of being the anchor of that environment, if that makes sense. So also another thing that I pick up, because then we have this world card kind of sitting in between the two of them. And so with this, it's like kind of creates a space. And I'm also getting the idea of like 101, like a beginner's course or something like that. And I almost feel like you're in this place where you're kind of having a relay race between like your past self and like who you're becoming. And so it's like sometimes you're feeling maybe you're still in the beginning stages of something, maybe lacking confidence in your ability to become an expert, to be an authority in some way, shape, or form with what it is that you know or what you have to offer. And so I'm also feeling that at times you may feel a sense of inferiority, or like that you need to acquire more things in order to be able to communicate as an authority, as an expert in some way. So being able to recognize that, and it's like, and because of that, maybe you sacrifice your own comfort, sacrifice yourself in some way in order to achieve this sense of being able to show up and to lead the way, being able to show up and do some type of work, or to engage in some type of activity or profession. Okay, so another thing that I like picked up on was kind of Emperor's New Clothes vibe with this world card, because it's funny. It's like we have the strength. When we have strength and she's like clothed, then we have the world. She's kind of like got this little purple thing around her, and then we have the Empress, who has a kind of upgraded patterned gown on. And so it's like, be aware of any type of impatience or feeling of lack. It's like, because I feel like you're going to be in, or have been in, this space of just trying to kind of hold it down. Like, you don't really know what to grab for. You're trying to really figure things out. It's like trying to do stuff as well as trying to be receptive to what's going on. And I feel like it has you kind of torn. And so it's like, be aware if someone tries to come in with a quick fix or something that just doesn't seem right, or play off of any weaknesses that you have at this time. So be really mindful, Gemini, to not talk about your weaknesses to others. I feel like this is something that needs to happen in a more internal space, where you really challenge yourself to be like, well, why do I feel like that? Why do I feel a lack in this space that's motivating me, instead of a potential in this space that could be better motivating for me, that I could actually be utilizing in a way that serves me, right? I feel like that's very important to consider here, Gemini. All right, let's see what else we've got here. It's like, you got to have faith in yourself. All right, so I pulled some oracle cards here. So we have authority, which is Mars in Capricorn. We have exaltation, which is Moon in Taurus. And we have extremism, which is Mercury in Scorpio here. Okay. So I feel like it's interesting to not fall into don't fall into any type of temptation. I feel like if there's anyone that's trying to tell you what you need to do or trying to show you the way, who acts like they have it all together, it may not be the right person for you. There may be someone who's trying to get your attention and be like, listen to me, trust me, I think I know things that you don't know, things like that. And it's like, in a way, they could kind of be this type of show off. And remember, I brought up that Emperor's New Clothing energy. It's like, don't take all of this at face value, because I feel like it could leave you feeling embarrassed or ashamed, which would really kind of backstep what you feel like you deserve, and therefore block you from whatever abundance you're about to take hold of. Also, in the previous reading, I will mention I did get the date of like May 21st coming up. And like, I also know that that's kind of the beginning of your season, Gemini. And so it's like you could be offered a chance for like a huge gift or something around that season, or a chance to really find yourself in a more comfortable place, allowing yourself to reap the rewards of you being truly an individual in your own right, allowing yourself to express yourself more authentically, and to create new patterns of growth for yourself that I feel like extend far beyond whatever aspirations or reach you've had before. So yeah, that is just something to consider, Gemini. Also, with this extremism card here, what I'm feeling is that it's very important for you to recognize things from both sides, to really move past duality, and learn how to see things as they're similar and as they're different. I feel like there is someone who may kind of, again, push some type of agenda on you or want something from you. And I think it's good for you to kind of step aside and allow yourself to gain a bit of invisibility. Don't tell people about what you're up to or what you're doing, as they may end up knocking off your path or wanting a piece of your magic, Gemini. And I just don't feel like that's right. I feel like, there could be a lot of trees in your forest that don't take too kindly to your type of tree. Maybe because you're a really good pollinator, right? Or that you bear a certain type of fruit. And if people get a taste of this type of fruit, they're going to want more of that. And so it's like being really mindful of where you're putting your resources, what you're putting out there, making sure that you don't overextend your magic in any way, Gemini. I feel like that is very important. Also, a lot of stuff having to do with like nonverbal communication, I feel like is really important for you to access and be aware of as you move forward for the next, not just this month, but the next month and a half, honestly. At the bottom of this oracle deck, we have the patience card in reverse. So avoid any instance where someone is trying to rush you. Avoid making decisions when you are in a space of being impatient. I feel like it's very important for you to work in a deliberate manner, to move about very deliberately. After all, Taurus season is about being pragmatic. So please make sure that you're engaged in that fully. Also, anyone that approaches you may also have a very pragmatic, you know, a well thought out strategy in order to get you on board with something that doesn't necessarily suit you. So again, remain very mindful of that. I feel like there is going to be a lot of transformation in terms of how you view the world around you and what is revealed to you. It's almost like your world is being turned upside down. A lot of you could be having kind of a third eye activation, let's just call it for what it is, where you're able to see things from a new point of clarity. All right, I'm going to pull a few more cards here for you. So let's see what we've got here. All right, so we have the King of Swords, and it's so funny because it reminds me of this guy with this King of Swords here on this authority card. And so it's like someone's methods just aren't quite as natural to you. They could seem very logical, they could seem right on the outside looking in, but again, I just don't feel like that is your approach. I feel like there are a lot of unnecessary steps, hoops, regulations, or payments, whatever it is, dues, that may be associated with it. So a lot of hidden costs, whether monetary or otherwise, that I feel like it's just a good idea for you to steer away from, Gemini. And then here we have this Three of Wands. And I feel like this is you like really wanting to be part of the action. You're seeing a lot of growth. You're seeing people kind of build their own and make their own and put things out there. And you're like, when am I going to get to be out there with them? You know, it's like wanting to be part of the basketball team or something, or wanting to make the basketball team. It's like, oh yeah, but you got to train and you got to practice, right? You got to make a choice. You can't just be kind of wishy-washy. It's like, how can you learn? How can you learn to support the ways in which you uniquely move and create? Because then you can be out there with them, because that is how we cultivate and strengthen our talent, Gemini. And next here we have this Six of Swords. And so what I'm feeling here is that by you really owning the space that you're able to create for yourself and your own unique capabilities, and moving away from things that, you know, tools and resources that aren't necessarily made with your you know, individuality in mind, or with individuality in mind, it's like a one size fits all thing. Like, avoid needing to use some type of guide. Just rely on those you see as your soul tribe or as your familiars. You know, lean into that support system, because 9 times out of 10, you know, it is an easier energy exchange. You're dealing with people that see you, and you're able to have deeper conversations that are based in your truth, right? You're able to have a unique sounding board that caters to your individual experience, as opposed to just trying to send you something that's packaged and pre-made and manufactured. It's something that is natural and artisanal, you know, to Gemini energy. So again, I feel like it's really you being able to reevaluate your beliefs and your own abilities, and being able to build upon your own philosophies, and create tried and true methods of success for you. It's about what you're willing to receive this month, or these next couple of weeks, Gemini, and not about what you have to purchase, right? So it's like, what can you claim for yourself? What can you like, what offerings can you claim for yourself? And they have to be genuine offerings that come from within. Because if anything, anyone's trying to offer you something from the outside, perhaps even uninvited in some way, then that in its own right is being marketed to or being sold. And you don't want to be sold necessarily, Gemini, right? So anyways, that is what I have for you for this second half of April. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.